Ooh. Ooh, it's hot weather. It's supposed to be 95 degrees all week long. 95 whole degrees. So, if you can imagine being on high grounds where the heat rises and just being outside in the heat all this, being not outside, being in the heat outside, of course the air is flowing a lot better, so it's definitely not as hot. But inside of a home, when the air is not moving, I don't really mess with nobody's stuff. Hold on. I don't really mess with nobody's stuff, so that's why I'm like, I never do that inside someone's home, because one time I did that and someone made a really big problem about it, and I was just like, that's crazy, because you never should have any living being in your home and not make sure that the situation is a little more proper as far as that's concerned. I'm just thinking about the dog, but the dog is panting like that, so I put some water. And the thing with dehydration, and I imagine it's the same for animals as well, but the thing with dehydration is once you reach a certain point in dehydration, you literally can't eat or drink. And it's not because you don't want to, it's because the body rejects it. The body won't allow it to take place. So, me personally, I have a tight chest pain. And it's not anxiety. That's just how thick the air is inside. When I have my days off from my cases, and I can basically work wherever I want. I could go to the beach and work. I can go to anywhere and work. I used to have my own office, but the type of work I do, sitting in one place, kind of doesn't really help me. So I have to be able to move around. So it's like, for some degrees, it's like wasting money to have a physical office space in different places like that, like I was doing before, because it's like you put the money up and you're there, but you're not really getting much out of it except acknowledgement that you did that. So to me, that just eventually becomes a show and tell type of thing, like, hey, everyone have an office. But then it's like, for me, and it's not for everyone, it's just for me, the type of work I do, being in one spot doesn't really always help the situation, because of the type of work I do. So I'm just concerned for the pup. I hope the pup is okay. But for me, I usually don't get these tight pains in my chest. So, of course, I decided to go outside where the air moves a little bit more, take a quick brisk walk, and go get something to further hydrate myself, something that's cooler. But yeah, the first time I saw the device, I didn't know. When I first saw it, I didn't know whether it was just a house thermometer or whatever. I literally wasn't looking at the details of it. But this time I see that it actually is. But like I said, it's automatic function. Even if I'm not there, they know that their dog is. They should leave it on automatic cool and just allow the house to stay regulated so the dog isn't in there panting. That's the equivalent to leaving a dog or a child in a car with the windows up. You know that it's hot, you know that it's uncomfortable weather, and because you're not in it, you're in some other environment where it's not hot, and you're not there where it's hot, you feel like, well, I'm not in there, so it doesn't matter. It does matter. You have another living being in there. Like I said, even if you don't want to do it for me, do it for your dog. And like I said, if a human being is okay with torturing an animal, they're a psychopath. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. You're a psychopath. And if you're comfortable doing the same kind of thing that you would to an animal to a human being, you're definitely a psychopath. But you're anyone who has the comfortableness of hurting an animal is a psychopath in life. That will never change. So, but anyway, I'm neither here nor there about it. I just, like I said, I'm just spending my time getting work done, getting things taken care of the way I'm supposed to. That's what I'm accustomed to doing. That's what I'm accustomed to doing. So for me, it's not like, not like I got to do anything particular or make any type of specifics. So, all right, y'all. I just hope y'all pray for the little Fluffy, that they will be, reconsider how hot, because like I said, where I'm at, it's at least 10 to 15 degrees way hotter. It's because the air is thicker, it's not really moving. But where Fluffy is at, the air is a lot cooler. But the dog is usually it stays up high, but now it's at its lowest point on the floor, and it's trying to stay cool, and it's nothing I could do. Only thing I could do is just put water out for it, because it's not my dog, and I don't know what else that I'm allowed to do, so I don't do nothing. I leave it alone and just send up my prayers for it, hope that it's okay, and stay away. But I did make it some water, so I hope that helps. Somebody messed that truck up.